And here's how I rank the college football transfer classes. Mine puts an emphasis on impact players. How would you have it? And that's great. I love how you just open the dialogue. Yeah, how do you see it? Here I am with my brains, and I've done all the work. But what do you think? But that was smooth as shit. I ain't even gonna lie, dog. That's a way to get engagement. Now, the other way Bud is gonna get engagement is by all the people who suck on the teat of Deion Sanders and everything that he does, because Colorado has the number 1 ranked transfer class. He put Colorado ass at 10, saying y'all ain't got nobody that's making no goddamn impact. Y'all got all these transfers because your team sucked. But ain't none of these guys going to do anything to make your team better. And he dropped the mic. He has LSU at number 1, FSU at number 2, Auburn at number 3, USC at 4, UCLA at 5, Miami at 6, Ole Miss at should be a tie for 7, but he has Ole Miss and Michigan tied for 8, Oregon at 9, Colorado at 10. 1 and 2 really close, 3 and 4 really close, 5 through 8 really close. Also, I think what Colorado, Nebraska, and Arizona State did is perfect for those programs' needs. It's not a knock on the classes, but the other teams in this list would say no thanks to like 70 to 80% of the guys on their list. They needed the volume. He said, I had FSU first for a lot of the cycle before the last few commits. And that's what, those are some of the comments, the additional comments to the tweet that Bud Elliot, who is a member of Nolecast, stated. And I'm going to be honest with you, I kind of agree. I don't know much about LSU's class. So I guess I could just look at LSU's transfer class. Let's look at LSU's transfer class. So this has their enrollees, which they just recruit better in general than FSU. Okay, here we go. They got a guy who's ranked as a 4-star linebacker, Omar Spites, who's pretty good from Oregon State, comes in. They got a cornerback from Ohio State, J.K. Johnson, who's a 4-star. Deuce Chestnut, a 4-star transfer from Syracuse. Zy Alexander from somewhere, he's a 4-star transfer. Jordan Jefferson from West Virginia. Denver Harris at corner. They got a kid from Florida that, he was a 4-star coming out of high school. All right, when I'm looking at the quality, undersized wide receiver 5'9" Aaron Anderson from Alabama transferring over there. I'm not overly mad at his at why he says that they're potentially their number one. Now I'm gonna look at Florida State and LSU. Actually, just for transparency, LSU is ranked 2nd per 247 in the transfer rank, and Florida State's ranked 3rd. And I'm going to go to Florida State has 9 transfers. Gilbert Edmond, who's a 4-star transfer. Keandre Jones, who was a 4-star in high school. Fentrell Cypress, a 4-star transfer. Brandon Fisk, a 4-star transfer. Jeremiah Byers, I didn't even pay attention to him. I got to go see which one that was. He's a 4-star transfer from UTEP. Casey Roddick. Kyle Morlock, a 4-star transfer. Jaheim Bell, a 4-star transfer. And Darrell Jackson was a 4-star transfer. But when you look at the impact, we've seen Darrell Jackson from the University of Miami. He looks to be a guy who's not going to be a starter, but will make an immediate impact. Jaheim Bell, starter, immediate impact. Kyle Morlock, more next year, will be an immediate impact. Casey Roddick, diesel. Jeremiah Byers, I didn't get a chance to see him. Brandon Fisk will be a starter. Fentrell Cypress will more than likely be a starter. Keandre Jones, I'm sorry. This is the kid I told you I look like Suge Knight. More than likely, not Suge Knight, excuse me. Tukey Williams. He'll more than likely be a starter. Gilbert Edmonds. I think he'll be a starter. He has how many years is he? He's a junior, so he's got two to probably 3 to play 2. It just really all depends on what Derek McMillan does. D-Mac depends on Patrick Payton, but Patrick Payton's more the Jared Verse type defensive end. I'm curious. I can't really tell you guys a lot of these things until I go see him in pads, see him clank a little bit. Everybody looks good in t-shirts and shorts. I gotta see what these boys look like when the pressure's on. It's a different world, man. I'm telling you, like, and it doesn't matter what year you are, and I'm not suggesting that guys are punks because for any reason at all, but like guys, man, when them shoulder pads come on, it's the wild, wild west out there. And it's a lot of violence that goes down with that. So yeah, I don't really know what to tell y'all on that one, but like I gotta judge men based upon what happens in wartime situations. But it was really, really good. So, a lot of hype with no substance. Pretty sure. Let me go see who they have as the number 1 overall transfer class. Let's see here. I'm pretty sure it's those guys down. No, it's Colorado. So it's Colorado, LSU. Basically, he just took Colorado, moved them down to 10. SMU's entire transfer class came from fucking Miami. Miami's at 12. So all hype, no substance. But Miles, if you go look at there's 2 pictures.